Hey guys, so in the last lecture, we have discussed bioenergy. So we started the chapter bioenergy. In that, we have discussed bioenergy, biomass, and types of biomass. So there were three types. First, the biomass that is cultivated directly from the land, like crops, forests. Second, biomass derived from the waste, like municipal waste or from animal dung, the derivatives of the biomass. And the third, biomass converted into liquid fuels. So there were three types of biomass. Then we have discussed uh, how biomass is processed uh, from and how it is taken, and after that we have discussed biomass conversion process. So there are total three types of conversion process. It is direct combustion. Direct combustion means heating or burning of the biomass directly. Then thermochemical conversion. So in thermochemical conversion, it is converted into cyan gas in hydrogen and carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide with the help of gasification. Then it is converted into oil with by pyrolysis process. And next is last is biochemical conversion, in which it is converted using the using the principle of fermentation. So today we are going to study various advantages, disadvantages, and application of biomass. So why it can be used or why it cannot be used, and where it can be used. Okay, so let's list out the applications of biomass. As we have seen that it can be used for generating electricity. So that is the first point. It can be used for generating electricity. The second point is the producer gas from the biomass gasifier is first cleaned and cooled and then used as a fuel in an IC engine. So if from biomass we are generating ethanol, so that can be used as a fuel in IC engine. The third point is biomass gasifier plants in an industry or institute are usually used as a captive power generation unit. So in any industry where the bio waste is more, like the food waste or plant waste is more, so it can be used in any industry or any institute. If it's a college, so there is lots of food is wasted, so it can be used and it can be used for generating electricity. So in India, a large number of systems have been put up and rice mills with rice husks as feed material for gasifier. So in rice mills it is used the rice husks as a feed material for gasifier. So this is an example where it is used. So this is an application of biomass. Now we will see the advantages of the biomass and disadvantages of biomass. So uh, let's see the advantages of biomass. So first point is the biomass energy or bioenergy is a renewable energy. So as we know that it is a renewable energy, so it will never get finished. So we can retain the bio waste or the bio uh, again and again from land, so we can generate it. So it cannot be finished. So it is a renewable form of energy. The second is that biomass is always available and it can be found anywhere and includes organic matter such as plants, animals, or waste products from organic sources. So the second is also an important point, that we can grow the plants anywhere and on most of the land. So it can be utilized from anywhere. So it is not required that from where you can get the like conventional sources like coal, petroleum. So the bio material uh, can be obtained from anywhere. So this is the second point. So third point is that less pollution is generated. Though the pollution is generated as the byproducts which we are getting is CH4 and CO2. So pollution is there, but it is less compared to if it is taken very carefully, utilized carefully. Fourth is reduce fossil fuel dependency. So fourth point is also important. That is, we can reduce the dependency on the conventional sources of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. So with the majority of homes and businesses using oil to provide energy, so majority we use oil as energy source. So oil will gradually run out if people don't switch. So it may possible that in future, if we don't find the source of oil, so we can run out of the energy source. So basically, it gives a viable option to the conventional source of energy. Okay, so the use of biomass will therefore reduce the dependency on fossil fuels. So these were the main advantages of biomass. Now let's see that what are the disadvantages of biomass. So the main disadvantage of biomass is that its initial cost of biomass is high. So the cost of converting the biomass into useful fuel or electricity, the cost is very high. So that is a disadvantage. The second is that harmful to the environment. Although there is a large reduction of carbon dioxide emissions compared to other systems, there is an increase in methane gas, which can also be harmful to the Earth's ozone layer. So, the there's a possibility that the methane gas, which is created, uh, so it can harm the ozone layer in if it is increased if it is produced in large quantity. So this is also a disadvantage. Then it is consumes more fuel. So uh, to operate the power plant or to operate power plant of this biomass, a large amount of fuel is needed of bio waste. So for example, to run this power plant of running from biomass, a large bio waste is needed, so due to which a large forest area may be cut. So that is also a disadvantage if you are not getting enough resources, enough bio waste which can be used to generate electricity or to run the power plant. So in that, if you are cutting more and more trees, so then it is the purpose is not served. So this makes a disadvantage for biomass. So if you are having so first we should see that if we are having enough bio waste or mass available for generating the fuel or electricity, then it is viable option. Otherwise it is not a viable option. And the last is large areas required. Okay, so this is a disadvantage of biomass. So it is a clean energy source Okay, so this biomass is a clean energy source, but as we have discussed in disadvantage, that if you are having enough resources of biowaste, then and then only you should go for it. So this was main disadvantage of biomass. So now we will move to our second topic, that is biogas. So basically, the biogas which is generated from biomass or derived biomass, that is cow dung, and which we are using as a cooking fuel, biogas. So this is the second part of our chapter, that is biogas. So, what is biogas? So, typically refers to a mixture of different gases like fuel gas, sewer, and in India is known as gobar gas. So, in India, it is very much famous as a gobar gas, and this you might have seen or studied before also, the gobar gas or the biogas plant. Okay, so the gas produced by the breakdown of organic material in the absence of oxygen. So the organic material is being break down in absence of oxygen means anaerobically. So this process also happens as anaerobically. So biogas can be produced from raw materials such as agriculture waste, municipal waste, plant material, sewage, green waste, or food waste. Okay, so all the waste which is bio or mainly organic. So organic or bio waste can be utilized to generate the biogas. So it is a renewable energy source, and biogas can be produced by anaerobic digestion with anaerobic bacteria. Okay, so which digest the material inside a closed system. So it can digest the material in a closed system. So this is the main concept of biogas. Okay, so we will see how biogas is generated. So basically, there are two main biogas plant which is famous and which we use in India. That is first fixed dome type, and this floating drum type. So first we will see the construction and working of a biogas plant of fixed dome type. So in this fixed dome type biogas plant, as the name is suggest, so the plant is fixed, so it is not moving, and it is having a dome shape. As you can see that there is a dome shape in between, so it is called fixed dome type plant. So let's see, starting from the left hand side. So on the left hand side, so basically this biogas plant is constructed below the ground level. So as you can see that this is the ground level. So this is the ground level, and below it the biogas plant is constructed. So above the ground level, so let's start from the left. So there is first a mixing tank. So there is a tank which allows to mix the slurry of a cattle dung and water. So whatever the bio waste like cow dung, uh, we are inserting it, and we are also mixing it with water. So this tank helps in uh, mixing of cow dung and water. So after that, so it is probably mixed, so it will move inside the inlet chamber. So there is an inlet chamber, uh, so it will move inside it after it gets mixed. So this mixed uh, slurry of cow dung and water is then fed into underground digester tank. So here, so after moving down, it is fed into a digester tank. So what will happen in this digester tank, that anaerobically means in the absence of oxygen, so there is no oxygen here, the dung is decomposed with the help of bacteria. So after decomposing it, so the biogas, that is methane, is released, and it is collected over and above the slurry. So here where there is a gap, so here the gas is collected. So we can get an outlet of the gas from here, and we can use directly as a cooking fuel. So here there is a valve, so gas valve to operate, to start or stop the gas. So this is the main construction of a biogas plant. So what will happen after the gas is created? So the leftovers or the spent slurry will move further in the next outlet chamber. So after the gas, so after the decomposition, the gas is procured out. So uh, the waste which is left out is collected in the outlet chamber. So in outlet chamber, once there is overflow, so there's an overflow of the chamber, so it is collected outside the overflow tank. So it is collected outside the overflow tank, so which is slurry. So it can be uh, used in other ways. So this is the main construction of fixed dome type plant. So this is fixed dome type biogas plant. So this at the base there is a foundation which has been built, so on which this whole biogas plant is standing. So this is the first uh, type of plant, that is uh, fixed dome type of biogas plant. So now let's read. So what is written? So this type of biogas plant was developed by China. So first it was developed in China. So in China design, it is useful to provide a main hole cover at the top, and outlet are connected at the midpoint of the digester. So as we have seen that that a main hole is a main hole cover at the top, and inlet and outlet are connected. So so in between we have created a hole from which a outlet is connected. So at the midpoint of digester. So at the midpoint of digester. So upper part of the digester above liquid surface provides storage space for biogas. So this empty part where the biogas is written, so that free space is provided to collect enough biogas in enough pressure quantity biogas. So that space is used to collect the biogas. So when gas is produced, level of digester liquid drops, whereas that in outlet rises. So as gas is produced, so the level will drop and the outlet will rise. So the slurry the will move in forward direction. So in outlet, so it will move, and the level inside the digester will drop. So with height difference between these two, varying gas pressure, the difference in height help to regulate the gas pressure within the digester over a wide range. So this help of height will regulate the gas pressure. So we can regulate the gas pressure with the help of this height difference. So this is the main working of a dome type gas plant. So now we will see what are the advantages and disadvantages of dome type gas plant. So the advantage of a dome type gas plant is that there are no moving parts, so therefore no maintenance. So there's no moving part, so there's no chance of any part that is that is getting used. So it so the next point is longer working life. So it will have a longer work life. So it is not required to change it again and again. So it can be used for many years. Third is low cost. So the cost of building this type of plant is generally low, as no uh, there is no advanced thing. So it has to be just designed or inside the ground. And fourth is low operating cost. So the only operating cost is like the cow dung or the raw material. Okay, so that is the only operating cost, and other is like water. Anything else is not required in operating this plant. So very low operating cost. And another advantage is large amount of gas produced. So the gas which is produced is very in large amount, so it is also a beneficial thing. So what we are giving inside the for using biogas plant, so we are getting a very large output. So space above the plant may be used for other purpose. So as it is built inside the ground, so it will not take up a large space above the ground. So the above the ground space can be utilized for any other thing. So these are the advantages of dome type gas plant. Now let's see some of the disadvantage of the dome type gas plant. So there are mainly three dome type gas plant disadvantage. So first is requires skill mansions for construction. So to construct this plant inside the ground, so there may be required a skilled person, skilled machinery, who can build such a dome shape while moving going inside the ground. So that is a skilled type of work. Okay, so no a general person, general machinery can do it. So it is a skilled work. Second is variable gas pressure. So this is also an important point, that the pressure which we are getting for the gas, it will vary largely as we are using the gas or we are not using the gas, or the if we are processing the cow dung. So the pressure difference will be large, so depending on the process at that time. So there is also a disadvantage. So we are not getting a fixed pressure. Okay, so and the third point is problem of scum formation. So there is a scum, which is a hard water mixture sludge which is formed. So it has to be removed. So there is also a disadvantage of in dome type gas plant. So in next lecture we will see floating or drum type biogas plant. So let's revise what we have seen today. So today we have seen basically advantages, application of biomass, advantages of biomass, then disadvantage of biomass. Then we have seen the second part of this chapter, it is biogas. So there are, so how biogas plant uh, is there. So there are basically two types of plant, that is fixed dome plant and floating drum plant. Okay, so here we have seen so the various parts like digester, mixing tank, overflow tank, and how we are getting biogas. Okay, so we have seen then advantages of dome type gas plant, disadvantages, and uh, application. Okay, so next lecture we'll see mainly movable drum type plant. Thank you.